Hey everybody, I'm Danny McMay. I'm a professor in the psych department here. I'm an associate professor. Just tell you a few things about me and how I ended up here. I went to undergrad at University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I did 4 years there, and then I went to University of South Florida in Tampa. I worked for Doug Nelson, and we did a lot of work on long-term memory and how things that we already know in long-term memory affect our future ability to learn things. And at the time that I was there in the 90s, no one was really doing that work, so it was kind of interesting. The materials were difficult to make, but the implications of what we were doing were good. I During that time I went from just basic memory research to being more interested in language comprehension, and I actually did my dissertation work on how we disambiguate ambiguous words in sentences and paragraphs. Um, so I went to a pre-doc fellowship for 1 year at University of Wisconsin, and while I was there, I decided that the lifestyle and everything at a Research One school for the long term was not really going to be for me. And so I had a friend that was here who's since retired, but she hired me here on a visiting professor line. And I came here and I was here a few years on the visiting line. And then I there was a line that opened up from someone's retirement. And so I applied for that tenure track line, and I've been here ever since. The work I do now is more on big data and analyzing big data sets, and the topics sort of vary. But in between, my original work when I came here was on podcasting and using podcasts for teaching. And when I did that work, nobody was doing that. There weren't thousands of podcasts. In fact, most of the people who participated in my research didn't even know what a podcast was. So that ages me. The other thing that I did in between was I did a lot of work on reentry and reintegration from people coming out of prison. And I still do some of that work. I put together a book of chapters. So I edited a book of other professors writing about how we teach college classes, both inside prison and when people come out as reentry. And so that was a project that I actually completed during the pandemic. Now I'm doing stuff with big data, and some of the stuff that we were looking at is how people access mental health resources. The last project that we were working on with a student who's now graduated was on accessing resources if you're a veteran after a deployment. And then a project that we're working on right now that we should be presenting at Oscar in a couple weeks is on how students who are on campuses and have been a victim of a sort of a violent assault, it doesn't have to be sexual, but in some kind of violent assault, how they access resources that the campus says that they're providing. And so that's the area of research that we're doing now. So it's good to meet you guys. I hope to see you around campus. My lab is on the second floor, sort of over in the education area. I hope you have a good night. Bye.